how can you limit features in your Bubble app to just logged in users? This question is thanks to a comment in one of our previous videos. We read every single one of them. So please like and subscribe, leave a comment if you've got any questions. And if you are looking for more Bubble tutorial videos, then look no further than our website, planetnocode.com, where we've got hundreds of Bubble tutorial videos from beginner all the way through to advanced. Let's dive into this question though about how we can limit what a logged out user or even a logged in user can do. And I'm going to show you a number of different methods and talk you through each of them. So I've got a very simple page here, and all I've done is set up a toast notification. Check out an earlier video for those. But basically I click this button and I get a notification. It runs a workflow, and I click this button and it runs a different workflow. So how can I set it up so that I don't get the logged out user button if I am logged in, and I don't get the logged in user button if I'm logged out? Well, let's get rid of the logged in user button if I'm logged out. And to check that, I am just going to update this text field here to say logged in, and then current user is logged in, and that should return. Okay, because I just want to make sure in this demo, am I logged in or logged out? Oh, that's not worked. Why has that not worked? I don't think I'd fully cleared it. Okay, let me do it differently. I'm going to get rid of my label here. I do like to keep these things in these videos. Makes it a bit more rough, but it shows how I would go about doing it. So I'll say logged in because that's the yes statement, and I'll say logged out. Let's try that. Okay, so I am logged out. So if I'm logged out, I don't want to see the logged in button. So there's a couple of things I can do with this. One is I can disable the button. No, I don't want to see it. So one is I can hide the button. So I could do something like it isn't visible on page load, collapse when hidden, and then it is only visible when current user is logged in. This element is visible. So now if I go back to my demo, it's disappeared. So there's something else I could do with that. Instead of hiding it, I could instead making sure that I now make sure it is visible on page load. I can say current user is logged out. This element is not clickable. And so now if I go back here, okay, now this is because I have a style. Well, I'm using a default style by Bubble, but I have a condition here which is if the button isn't clickable, it reduces the opacity to 30. So it gives me that nice grayed out look. And also notice, I'm not sure if this shows up on the screen recording, but I'm getting my normal pointer mouse rather than my I can click on this element kind of hand with a, that sort of thing. Now this isn't completely secure, and let me just talk about a number of reasons why. First of all, if I hide the element like I did before, you shouldn't be putting like static data that you need to protect and just relying on not rendering it on the page. That's not very secure. Of course, if it's dynamic data brought from your database, you should be using privacy rules to protect the data taken from your database and displayed on the page. And you could use that in combination with is the user logged out, hide this element. That way you've got both levels of protection. The other thing worth pointing out is that it's basically just a bit in the HTML that's saying this element isn't clickable. So I could right click on it and I could edit it in the browser developer tools and make sure that it's clickable. So to be really strict with it, I would also recommend that on our workflow, we also say only run when current user is wrong one. Only run when current user is logged in. So that way the workflow is actually protected as well as disabling the button. Now maybe that's a bit overkill. If you think so, leave a comment below. But I think that is technically covering both bases. You make the button unclickable in the design tab and you make the workflow unrunnable using an only when statement.